Bill.
Secretary Rice didn't seem to have come back with much progress from her trip. Does this set back the idea of a peace conference in November?
I took her. I've been reading the reports of her trip. She did have they were going to have breakfast with the president this morning. She and Secretary Gates to talk about their trip. So Steve Hadley is going to go to the Middle East region next week as well. We believe the time is right for there to be a substantive and serious discussion about getting to a Palestinian state. I have not heard anything to suggest that we would not be holding a meeting. They're all working towards it. We don't have a date yet. But there's some steps that the Palestinians and the Israelis are trying to take right now to work collaboratively together to try to reach a core set of principles so that they can have a good, successful meeting here.
Well, the meeting so far has not been that successful, and you hope to do this in Annapolis in November. It
well,
is now
she said she
the middle of October.
We said late fall, and what she said is late fall. It could be November, it could be early December. That's what she said when she was in the region. When we have a date, we'll let you know.
How would you characterize the initial reaction of countries in the region to the idea of this get-together?
Well, I'd look to somebody like the Egyptian foreign minister that had a press conference with Secretary Rice after their meeting, who said he was encouraged, and he thought that this was the right time to start having a meeting. I think other countries might have expressed that they think that the timing is not right, but I think that the Israelis and the Palestinians believe that it is a time for them to come together, establish a set of core principles they can work on, so that we're not going to solve Middle East peace all in one moment at a meeting here in the United States, and that's not what we have set out to do.
We were told this morning in another briefing that the invitations have not been sent out. So
that's true.
It sounds like this is very much a work in progress.
It is. It is a work in progress, and Secretary Rice said that while she was in the region, that we are working towards getting all the pieces together so that we can announce when the meeting will be, extend the invitations, and then set out the agenda.
Are you learning anything more about the explosions in Pakistan and any concerns the President has about what impact that might have with the Benazir Bhutto being back?
Well, we continue to get the reports back. Obviously, it was a horrible tragedy with over, I think, 136 people being murdered, innocent people that were there just to rally around someone that they support. We obviously would offer our support through the embassy. The president is concerned that overall, when you look at it as at a moderate Islamic state like Pakistan, that any time they try to make moves towards stabilizing their democracy, that radical Islamic extremists do something in order to try to stop that progress, and that is a concern to the president, not only in Pakistan, but in the entire region. And one of the reasons that we are actively engaged to try to make sure that we can stop this trend of radical Islamic extremists from murdering innocent people, especially the women and children, and men and women and children who were there yesterday.
Have U.S. officials gotten any fix on what organization might have been behind this attack, and is there any suspicion that Al-Qaeda was the author?
I'm going to decline to comment. There's conflicting information coming in. Until there's something concrete, I'll decline to
Judging
say
by
anything.
the kind of attack it was and the target, the location, I mean, is there any sense of...
I'm going to decline to comment as to who it was.
The White House has allowed Senator Rockefeller to see some key documents that he'd like to see. I'm wondering if in general terms you can describe those documents and perhaps lay out who else from Congress you may allow to see them.
Well, I think it's premature to say who else might see them, but the Senate Intelligence Committee and Senator Rockefeller and Senator Bond's staff had showed a willingness to want to include in their legislation retroactive liability protection for companies that were alleged to have helped the United States in the days after 9/11. Because they were willing to do that, we were willing to show them some of the documents that they asked to see. The Senate FISA bill has many good components. We appreciate the serious work that has been done by Senator Rockefeller and Senator Bond. We are disappointed that the bill includes a sunset provision. We don't think that that's necessary. But to the extent of anyone else being able to see the documents, I think that we'll wait and see to see who else is willing to include that provision in the bill.
What can you tell us about the President's get-together with the Vice President at this Eastern Shore?
Tomorrow, the President will have his first visit to the Vice President's Eastern Shore home in Maryland. I understand that on the menu are Maryland crab cakes. It's a social lunch that the President and Mrs. Bush will have with the Vice President and his wife, Lynn Cheney.
It's not duck hunting season there, is it?
No, it's crab hunting